Welcome to Mount Vernon, Texas, where tradition comes alive through the sights, sounds, and sweet taste of syrup making. Today, with help from the Franklin County Historical Association, we're stepping back in time to see how this country staple was made. Board member Dan Hoke is here to guide us through the process and share the history behind this hands-on heritage.
Hi, my name is Dan Hoke, and I'm part of the crew that is working on bringing history back alive so that we can learn. One of the great things about life in the country in the early years was you can take cane, which grows so prolifically, and mash it into a juice and then boil it down, get the moisture out of it, and you have a syrup. So we're making syrup the old way to help people in learning today how that was done and maybe have an appreciation for it. There's the crusher over here that crushes the cane, and that turns it into a syrup, or into a juice rather. And that way, we take the juice and we carry it over here so we can cook it, or basically just boil it in a large, long pan. And that way you can make a whole lot in various stages. And we have a fire pit underneath it, and we make the juice that way, and you get to a certain look and texture of the syrup, and it's time to take it off because we have cooked it all enough. But that part is all part of what we have going here. This is part of the Franklin County Historical Association, and we're trying to have history speak to today and teach so that we know syrup has always been around. You can go to the store and get some, but there was a time when it was made and it was used. It was a staple, standard in the pantries of every home in the rural part of Texas. Here we have the pixies from the Hicks farm, and the Hicks was a long-time native resident here, and this was his crusher that dates back to the 1900s, early 1900s, about 1910, and the pan and the cooker, and that all came from the Hicks farm. So it was donated here just for this purpose, so that we could make syrup the old-fashioned way or the old way. And I gotta tell you, the old way makes really good syrup. Now, and we make it out of sugar cane, and this is the cane we've got here that we're using now. But this is a lot of work. It was a lot of work to make syrup. That's why they wanted to make a lot of it. Now, it would last the rest of the year. This was usually a fall project we do in the fall, and it was a number of families would come together and for this day to make the work out. I am so fortunate to work with some wonderful people, and B.F. Hicks, the local attorney here, is a descendant, and this was his parents, a material from the evaporator, the big pan that cooks it, and the crusher. That's all from his family farm. And he is watching it because he's one of the few here that have experience, because he worked with his dad on when to take this off. I'm a pusher, pushing the juice back and forth. You got to keep it going in the pan or it'll scorch and then it won't be good. So that's why there's so many people over there working. They're just pushing the liquid around, and the smoke you see is really steam as fire underneath boils off the moisture out of the syrup, and you get the thicker syrup as a result. That's labor intensive, but a very, very worthwhile product, and the taste you get with good cane syrup on a pancake or a biscuit can't be beat.
Big thanks to Dan Hoke for sharing his knowledge and passion for keeping history alive. If you'd like to learn more about syrup making and other events from the Franklin County Historical Association, visit us online on our website and be sure to follow us on Facebook and YouTube for more stories from our rich local heritage.